Chapter 1 Trap Hunter. We're now in the four-door Explorer. It's a late afternoon. The big guy's in the car. You see he sits a few blocks down from an elementary school. He looks through the window, straight ahead, and then looks in the rearview mirror, which shows the school. At the school, the bells ring as kids start to walk out from the school. As the kids go to their parents in buses, one kid looks very familiar. She starts walking. The girl looks very pale and has a large black hat shielding her from the sun. She starts walking down the street on the sidewalk. The girl walks on the sidewalk alone, heading to the direction of her home, until the man with the Explorer shows up driving slowly. "Brittany! Hey, Brittany!" The girl looks at the man as she continues. "James, hey. How are you today?" "I'm good. And you?" "It's Friday, so there's no school. Off till Monday. I'm walking home, as usual." "Would you like a ride? It would be faster." She gives an interesting look. "James, you know my mom doesn't think it is a good idea." "I know, but you know me. We've been talking on this route for 2 weeks. That makes us friends, right?" "I don't know. Tell you what, we can go get some ice cream, and then I'll take you home." She stops. She ponders. "Okay, but we gotta be home before dark. My brother's home alone, and I have to take care of him." James has a smirk on his face. "I promise I will have you home for your little brother." Brittany then goes to the car, opens the back seat door, sits in it, and then drive away. Minutes later, we see them at a Dairy Queen, sitting down eating ice cream. It's starting to get a little dark. They're both eating a sundae as they look out to the city streets. The city lights start to come on. Cars and people walking everywhere. James eats his ice cream while switching his gaze from outside to Brittany. "So, what was it that you do again?" "Oh, I do security. I watch certain people and set alarms." "Oh, so like a cop?" "Yes." Brittany starts to smile a little bit as she finishes her ice cream. "Well, I gotta get going. Can you take me home now?" "Yeah." "You want me to bring your little brother something?" "He would like that." James gets up and goes to the cashier. 5 minutes later has passed. James is driving the car while following directions on his phone. Brittany looks out the window while holding her brother's sundae. They go through downtown and they stop at a red light as they look at the festivities of downtown. "So it's just you and your little brother? No parents?" "No, Never saw my dad. My mom works as an overnight nurse. Brittany looks out and sees a woman with blonde, short hair and a tight blue dress on. The woman looks at Brittany, and they both nod at each other. James starts to take notice. Hey! Car beeps behind them. It's a green light. James drives off and down the street. We now pull into his neighborhood with houses. He stops at a small house with a screened-in front porch. Brittany sits in the car with the sundae cup in hand as James turns off the car. Thank you for the ice cream and for taking me home. You're welcome. Well, goodbye. Brittany unlocks the door and steps out the car. Wait, could I use your bathroom? Brittany stops and looks at him. I'm sorry. I know it's bad, but the ice cream did something real bad to my stomach, and if I don't go soon... James starts to have an embarrassed look on his face. Okay. But when you're done, you have to leave, okay? Okay. Brittany closes the door as James rushes out of his vehicle. There's a cement-like walkway leading to the house as Brittany's in front of James, leading the way. As they walk, the car rolls up in front of another house and parks. A woman and two men come up from the car and walk to their house. Brittany pulls out her keys and starts to use it to unlock the door. As she does that, James looks at the people and notices the woman and one of the guys is hanging to each other clumsily, like they're drunk, to the door, with the guy behind them walking. Brittany opens the door that leads to the front porch. James enters to see the screen porch is covered by blankets. Why is your porch covered like this? Brittany unlocks the front door. Mom likes her privacy. She's been in some bad stuff. Brittany opens the door, revealing a huge living room with the TV on, and a little boy on the floor watching it. It also has the kitchen light on. Hey, Jake. Hey, Brittany. You're late. Brittany steps in with the sundae showing in her hand. I know, I'm sorry, but I got some ice cream. James goes in. James watches the two kids talk as he looks in their dark environment. He sees nobody but feels eyes on him. Oh, I'm sorry, James. The bathroom is down the hallway to the right. Brittany walks to a dark spot near the wall that's close to the kitchen and flicks a switch that turns on a light, revealing the hallway. It has two closed doors and an open bathroom. You don't have many lights on. Well, my mom, she has concerns about running up the electric bill, so we keep lights to a minimum. James nods as he starts to walk the hallway. He goes down the hallway and notices that there is nothing on the wall. No pictures, no posters, no kid drawings, not even scratches. He gets to the bathroom door and closes behind him and looks in the mirror. There's a lot of thoughts racing through his head. Then he centers on the one that got him here. James moves his shirt and reveals he's been carrying a knife. He puts his shirt behind the knife as he takes a deep breath. He turns the light off and opens the bathroom door. James enters the hallway and looks toward the living room to see Brittany and Jay sitting together watching TV. He goes down the hall calmly but loudly. As he makes it to the end of the hallway, he grips his knife and slowly pulls it out. Brittany, Jay. The two kids don't flinch. They barely even pay attention to James. I need you to come to me now, or I will hurt Jay and your mother. Brittany still focuses on the TV. After this is my favorite part. When the turtle gets the fish. James starts toward Brittany. And Jay. I don't care what. Brittany gives a stare that stops James in his tracks. A cold stare. A killer's stare. A shiver goes down his spine. You see, the alligator turtle lures the fish with his tongue that resembles a worm. The fish thinks it's getting a meal, but it becomes the meal. Like you. James narrows his eyes. What? What you? Brittany gets off the couch and stands confidently as she takes her time stepping toward James. I know what you are. Child molester, kidnapper, killer. I can smell it. We all can. James looks at her and Jay, and then looks around him, so dark. Suddenly, the door is being locked. Some movement is heard in the darkness. James is starting to get scared and worried as Brittany slowly walks to him, inching closer and closer. It was starting to get boring. The wait. It took you 3 days to muster up the balls to try to get me in your car. But when it happened, I was so overjoyed. And when you came here, it made it even better. What are you? A smile creeps over Brittany's face. I'm a vampire. Kid vampire. But a vampire nonetheless. But they don't exist. You were in sunlight. I seen you. Brittany takes off the hat and wipes her forehead, removing fake skin and hair. You wouldn't believe how long it takes to get ready for school. Your mother? Dead for 50 years now. We have caretakers close by who get us our adult needs. So don't worry. We have adults. James puts the knives in front of him, preparing to use it as a weapon. Brittany smiles at the sight. Good. Get aggressive. I hate when prey rolls over. Any last words? James looks around to see how many kids are around him, and then looks back at Brittany. I can take you, little brats. Good. Is everybody ready? Brittany's eyes change into glowing blood red. Jay gets up from the couch as his eyes do the same thing. James looks around for the last time and sees that there are additional 8 pairs of red glowing eyes surrounding him, indicating 8 more vampire kids are in the room. James' hope drops off. Go! The vampires rush in on him. James takes a knife and slashes a few that are in front of him, cutting one of them on the inside of their palm. But the ones behind him jump on his back, clawing, biting him. The sharp pain gets to James as he spins and tries to get the vampires off him while trying to keep the other ones at bay. One of the vampire kids gets on all fours and blocks his legs, causing him to fall on his back. The kids start crawling and biting anywhere they could as he continues to try to fight them off. 2 kids hold one of his arms, but he responds with stabbing one of the kids with his knife. Brittany walks up to James. James makes a slash at her, but she closes in and blocks with an elbow. She swiftly disarms him of the knife, takes it, and stabs him multiple times in the head. After the 7th stab, his life fading from his eyes. The way you go, as you pass, will be heaven compared to where you're going.